You know that moment when AI finally gives you the perfect graphic and the next one looks completely different? That's the problem with most image generators. They're powerful, but not consistent. I've spent months testing tools to fix that, and I think I finally found one that actually gets it right. It's called Napkin AI, and it builds real editable visuals that actually stay on brand. In this video, I'll show you how we use it inside House Collective and why I think it changes everything about AI design workflows. We've all been in this situation where we need some graphics for a PowerPoint presentation or a website, marketing material, anything really. And then we go Google it, we go to stock photo sites to try to see if we can find something that could work. And often we will end up with something not completely how we wanted it. We just go with the best we can find. Recently, of course, we might use the image generation models, Nano Banana, ChatGPT, and so on to create these infographics because they are so incredibly powerful and advanced now. However, one issue I've been running into with these models is that they are not always that consistent. You're working on some graphics for a website and you sort of need graphics that work together in the same branding, and you can get one really perfect output where it's just like, okay, this is the style I want. Then you use that as a context and hope that you can then make a variation of that graphics in the same style, but just with some new content. And then there's always something that's just off, so it doesn't really look that great side by side. And also, if you have text, it's not always that the text is correct, and it's a bit difficult to edit the text because it's just part of the image. But recently I stumbled on this tool called Napkin AI. And what's really great about Napkin is that it generates everything in an editable way. So you can edit texts afterwards. It's not in the image. It's part of a real infographics, not just a JPEG or a PNG. And also you can define your visual style. So you can create your own visuals generator engine for your particular project or company or whatever, so that you know whenever you generate something new in this engine, then it's essentially consistent. So I think that's really great because in the age of AI, consistency is so amazing. When you finally have a tool that's consistent, doesn't hallucinate, you really gotta appreciate and embrace that. And how quickly you can generate visuals for any context, whether it's for your website or PowerPoint presentation, scientific reports, and so on. So let me show you how you can optimize your workflow with Napkin. So to get Napkin, you simply visit napkin.ai. It's free to use, but there are Plus and Pro versions that you can also get for more AI credits and more advanced features. And there's a discount code in the description below that you can use to get a discount on those plans, but it's only for the first 100 users. But otherwise, just go to napkin.ai and create an account, press Get Napkin for free. And yeah, there we have it, and we're ready to get started. Okay, so imagine you're creating a presentation, like presentation slides, and you have the texts ready, but it's really only text, and now you want some kind of visual to back up the slides, make them a bit more interesting to look at. I have an example here with just a plain text slide about artificial general intelligence without any graphics. What I've done is I just went and downloaded it as a PowerPoint file, and then back in Napkin, when we press New Napkin, we can actually import a file that we can then use as context for this new napkin. So I press this, and then I just drag in this presentation slide, and then it will just quickly process it, and it actually imports this text directly. And then what we can do is we can try to generate some visuals from this context. So let's try to press, and then it will analyze the content. And immediately we will get this draft. In this case, it's called The Essence of AGI, and we have different visuals. Whoops, we have different visuals to back this up. And then, yeah, as you see, we can easily choose between different styles, like how we want to show this. And let me just see. In this case, I think I would just want to keep it simple, but also rather interesting. Yeah, I think this one is quite good. And that's really how easy it is. Of course, we can just download this and insert it directly into our Google Slides if we want that. We can also keep editing it directly in Napkin. Like we can click on any text and we can edit it however we want, and we can change anything like visuals, like the color scheme. Say we want this color. It should be a bit brighter. And we can even change, like now that we have the sort of the shape and format of the the visual, we can also change the style, like the font and the icons and so on. And then whenever you're done, you can always just export it easily. So you just press the export button and you can choose any format you want: PNG, SVG, PDF, and even the PowerPoint format as well. Yeah, and it works across both light and dark mode. And also worth noting is that at any point, of course, you can simply like write in this notepad, change the text, and then the context of the visual will also change based on the input you already have noted down. So it's not, of course, constrained to whatever you import. It's really dynamic based on whatever context you add into this Napkin notebook, essentially. All right, let's try to move on to the next use case. So if we press New Napkin, we can try the function draft with AI. So now we don't have to import anything. Instead, we can write a prompt after which Napkin will generate some content. So we can write something like explain best practices within UX design in 2025. And we press continue. And we rather quickly start seeing content emerge. UX design best practices in 2025. And we get a very, very full report with points outlined about the best UX design practices. And yeah, this is of course just text. You can start just pressing the lightning icon in all the sections you want represented in a more visual way. So let's say, okay, we want this intro to have some sort of visual. We just press, and it will instantly start analyzing the text. Okay, so we have the first one here, and I think I'm good with this one. So in this case, it made it into a pen, I guess, with icons and the different categories, the different aspects to consider during UX design. And if we move on to the next section, human-centered AI integration. Okay. Again, we just keep the default. And again, we take the list here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we can go with this one. So rather quickly, you can get a very visual document that can adapt and morph based on the text you continuously write. So it becomes almost like a living document that represents key points visually. And you can, of course, use this as any document. You can comment to write notes to yourself, and you can share it with anyone easily. Another very important feature is styles, and of course there are a lot of built-in styles that can be used. Like even some I haven't shown. I think this is actually pretty cool. But these are of course the built-in styles. What if we want our own custom style for our own brand? We simply press Add New Style, and in here we can start building out our brand, and we start by defining the color scheme. So we have a main color. So for us, we want the house color, which is this hex code. And yeah, we'll keep the white background for now. Okay, let's pick the font. can add custom font, but in my case, I'll just go with Roboto. Okay, and then now it will generate styles based on this input. So so let's see. I actually really like something very clean and simple. So I think this one is really good. So now all the visuals will be in this color scheme with the font we chose and so on. So everything will look very consistent. Okay, I really like this one actually. So let's press. Actually, let's try to customize it even further. And this means that we get even more control. So in this case, we can actually go and like change things like whether edges should be sharp or pencil style, like the thickness and so on. I actually really like it how it is now, but it's just to show that you can rather easily tweak all of these, even how the font weight should be and so on. But I think this current look is quite good. So let's keep it, and then we just press I'm done. And now we have this as our own brand style. So let's try to make a new napkin. This time we just go with blank napkin. And let's just start typing. What should we say? We can write something like the state of AGI in 2030. And actually, let's try to not give it more context than this. Just let's see what it comes up with based on just a title. So so we press the lightning icon, and yeah, it will use our style as predefined one. And I think this is actually quite funny. Like it uses sort of the evolution model that we've seen so many times in school, I guess. And yeah, you see everything is like in our style automatically now. So I think this is pretty fun. Let's try another example. I'll just think of the let me see. I'll just think of the toughest course that I remember in university. In my case, I think that was I think that was algorithms and data structures. So let's see if Napkin can make that a bit easier to understand, perhaps the overall concepts. So we try again to press the button, and again we see like all these hopefully easy to understand, I guess, visualizations, but all in this consistent style that we defined earlier. So yeah, I think this is really convenient. I would definitely have loved to have this when I was in university, and of course now I can use it for different purposes. I think most people can find some sort of use case for a tool like Napkin. In the age of AI, it's about optimizing your workflows, automating things, and so on, so that you as a human can focus on strategic thinking and having the bigger overview. And the Napkin is a really great addition to at least my workflow, because it can really allow me to just think of like the visuals I want to create without worrying about the details, because I know that it's a consistent, almost like hyper-personalized generator for the visuals in whatever context I need, whether that's for a presentation, for could be YouTube content, websites, and so on. So for me, that's a really consistent contributor to that specific part of my workflow. So yeah, I just wanted to share this. Try out napkin.ai. I really like it personally. If you learn something new, please like the video and also subscribe to our channel. That helps us a lot. And stay tuned for more content like this. See you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.